Boys and girls, man and woman, I will try to see if I can guess the stuff that you have done in Eve Echoes. This is not science. It's basically stuff that we all have done. Even you, Sheev. We know you have, Sheev. Babe! You hear this? Man, this is not the first time my conscience disturbs me when I'm trying to record a video. Let's start over. Let me take you back to the times that you all, and not me, did these mistakes in Eve Echoes. Oh yes you have. Alright, I have. This is not only something that new players do, but it's equally funny to hear about. It's definitely not fun to realize yourself when you have finally sat down in the game to farm some ISK, or get some kills. The latter is even worse. But when you're all up in your game and you realize that some modules ain't online on your ship. For example, not being able to repair during PvP, or using the cloak. To avoid this, it's not a bad idea to check the modules one extra time before undocking, cause updates and changes in your skills can make them do this. And when I think about it, it's actually a great tip as well. Double check your modules before undocking. It's never a great day when you are moving a few ships to a location where the fun stuff happens and forgot to change the clone. Before you know it, you and the fleet have a great time and you happen to be down first. Now you say, let me just pod back and grab my other Yeah, your friends will enjoy waiting for you while you manually move 34 jumps back. They be sure to not wait for you next time. Yep, as dumb as this sounds, we professional PvPers have done this. More than once. Forgot to activate the disruptor or the scrambler. Most of the times we do find this out in time and can finish our job, but other times we ain't that lucky and the target warps off. Of course they're cowards, they never stay by their own will. We always have to force them, so do not forget to activate it. Even if you do industry or flying capital ships, we at one point forgot to bring fuel or materials for our project. This is extremely annoying because most of the time we realize this far too late, and it's always a lot of time to fix it when we do. It's never stressful at all, so always buying a bit more than you need, or make sure that you really have everything in the hauler before you start your journey, is always a great thing. Now if you guys like my content, then subscribe and like the video. It is free and takes a second to do it, but it means a lot to me and I will know that I did a good video. And also, if you do, I can reach out to others so they can see my videos too. If you're anything like me, then you have many ships in Eve Echoes. Some that we fly and some that we have because we like them, or they bring a memory from the past. Like the ugly ship in the ugliest ship competition that I had earlier, he still have his ship. Hell, some even have ships so that others can't get them. Either way, we always move them around, switching fits and more. And since we can't name our ships, because Netis thinks it's a bad idea, or they feel it's not necessary, or they think it's too hard for the server to handle all the names, or whatever reason it is, this is the reason we definitely repackage the wrong ships. And when I say wrong, I mean the ships with the rigs that you didn't want to flush down the toilet. Now this one has been done by everyone, even me. But if you're one of those who say that never happened to me, then I call you a liar. And if you really never made this mistake, then it's clear that you actually don't exist, so no offense taken. Whether it's a medium item for a large vessel or clearly the wrong weapon type, this is something we slowly learn during our time in Eve Echoes. Or someone blow you up and everyone tells you, cause that shit ends up on Reddit. Warping out in a belt with your coverture just to realize it's already full. Since you just docked last time and had to get back to work, yeah, it's simple, but it's annoying. And all miners have done this. The times you had a great PvP day or just one brawl and forgot the crime timer. With the biggest smile on your face as you're typing and bragging how good you are in local, you land at the station and are denied to dock. And as you realize your mistake, you see your recent undefeated ship blown to smithereens. As well as reading in local how not good you are. Either this happened, or your fleet mates warped you as a prank. Either way, you're dead. During PvP in Eve Echoes and even in EVE Online, it's important to have a lot of balls in the air and not only big ones to PvP. So it's not weird that you miss a few during a fight. As mentioned earlier, the Scrambler is a good thing to have active, but Capacitator and your own placement as well as what the enemies does can be a lot to take in. So when you, for example, fight at a gate and prepare to jump to continue on the other side for whatever reason, finding out that your drone or even drones is still fighting for you, but in this case against you, is a horrific observation. Then it's time to change your tactics and hopefully you get away with it. But more likely, it is that you have already used up your possibilities up to that point and that your own drone was your doom. If you have played Eve Echoes for some time, you have probably seen some horrific killmates recently. Capitals killed by frigates, and not many of them, sometimes just one. This happens in low-sec mostly when pilots are on autopilot through the whole New Eden to get to a new location. The issue here can be when the warp distance versus the pilot's skill do not add up, leaving the player and his capital in the middle of a warp, stranded for minutes before trying to jump again. Since the cap is so bad after the initial warp, the second and all other warps are tedious and ineffective, and therefore, it's many jump that can make you a target for scanning, so watch out. Not everyone, but many of you have done this, cause we all have more fun during the influence of liquor, but also it makes us better pilots. It definitely feels that way, but some of the most expensive losses have probably happened during that intoxicated period with your homies. It's as dangerous as flying while sleeping, so don't do too elaborate stuff before bedtime, because you might have lost it all when you wake up. When was the last time you saw a juicy target? Was it already grilled, marinated and put on a plate for you? Then it's probably a bait. And if you are, or was new at PvP, you probably fell for it. Attacking with all your might, already smiling as you're hoping for an easy kill, but instead you are met with a brick in space. Your guns don't hit that hard, and that loser is not trying to flee. Oh no, he's on you like a phone salesman. So while figuring out what's going on, you can see the fleet landing and you realize your mistake. Something you always think about for the rest of your EVE career. Is that guy a bait, or is he AFK? And I'm just saying this because all of you are thinking about it. Falling for the loot boxes. I have for sure done this almost every time, but I have been lucky too. Maybe a bit too lucky, but that does not calm me down the times everything goes bad. The money you put into this game is always a loss, no matter what. You might enjoy it now, but sooner or later, it is gone. And the great feeling when you pull something you want only lasts for a few days, maybe more. But not getting what you're hoping for after a lot of pulls hurts more than the happiness it brings when you pull the thing that you want. So try to be mindful that what takes time to get in a game gives more satisfaction than the easy stuff. So buying boxes because it's easy, it's not worth it. See it as a last resort. If it's the only way to try and get something, then I might go for it. I thank you all for spending some time with me here, and I hope that Christmas was memorable this year, and I see you guys again.